the hacking channel where Emperor Palpatine from Star Wars discusses taxation while building an 8-bit computer. Yeah. O little one, you are growing up. You will soon be writing C. You will treat your ints as pointers. You will nest the ternary. You will cut and paste from GitHub and try cryptography. But even in your darkest hour, do not use ECB. CBC's beastly when padding's abused, and CTR's fine till a nonce is reused. Some say it's a crime to compress then encrypt, or store keys in the browser, or use JavaScript. Diffie-Hellman will collapse if hackers choose your G, and RSA is full of traps when E is set to 3. Whiten, blind, in constant time. Don't write an RNG, but failing all, and listen well, do not use ECB. They will say it's like a one-time pad. The data's short, it's not so bad. The keys are long, they are in ironclad. I have a PhD. And then you are the front page, Hacker News. Your password cracked, Adobe Blues. Don't leave your penguin showing through. Do not use ECB. Ah, crap. 413, Ode to ECB by Ben Nagy. How's everybody doing today? Welcome back to the stream. A little bit scuffed there at the beginning. Sorry that I didn't change my my clothes. I came right from work, and so I didn't get to change before the stream. So still wearing my work clothes, but I hope it will be fine. Okay, so as you can see, I spent more money again. What is wrong with me? Put on pants. I wear shorts. It's super hot. I didn't buy a robot arm. It's just a regular slider with pen and tilt. Whoa! Thanks for the 1500 bits. Thanks, Captain Stupid. The camera movement was awesome. Yeah, thanks. So this will be another project some other time. Currently I have to use the mobile phone app to control this, which is obviously annoying. I would like to reverse engineer and then use some my computer or some automation or so to control this. But yeah, for now it's okay. Was a fun intro, I hope. Control it with the 8-bit computer. Yeah. Following on from the new policy release on YouTube, have you had time to review what they have said? Okay, something you need to understand. I'm as a YouTuber, I'm following this obviously very closely. The policy that was released and updated is not a new policy that they just released and now we need to be worried or anything like that. These policy updates are clarifications on what they have been doing already for a long time. There are advertising policies that just recently got updated, and now the community guideline policies got updated. These are not like new law coming into effect now or anything like this. These are clarifications because certain content was, they started blocking certain content and other content, and people had questions and needed clarification, so they keep updating this kind of stuff. If you are curious in the behind the scenes of these kind of developments, there's a YouTube channel called YouTube Creator Inside, that is ran by Google or by YouTube, whatever, by a couple of engineers or people that work in YouTube, and they interview engineers, they interview policy teams, and they always, if there are updates and changes, they will share it through there, which if you are curious behind the scenes, read it there. I, to be honest, find it absolutely silly how a lot of YouTubers, but also especially YouTubers, I find silly because you should be informed. The regular viewers, I can understand that you are not really into that stuff, but these policies are already there. Like, they updated the ad policy stuff, but everywhere they were saying they were just clarifying it. This is not new policy. They are just clarifying a few edge cases, and people jumped on the bandwagon. Oh my God! Now they just updated it, and now this and this is not allowed anymore. But this is not true. This has been in effect for a long time already. These are just nuances more clarified. Does that make sense? They have been blocking and deleting hacking content on YouTube for a long time already. You had the game hacking channels, Guided Hacking and others banned and deleted before. These policies were there already, but the system works, okay? Because my channel is not banned, Guided Hacking got their content back, the other channel that had game hacking got their channel back. All these things are always resolved because we do hacking YouTube ethically. We don't show or we don't advertise or show or share, for example, hacks on multiplayer games, which is a big no-no. And we don't show like stupid hacking shit like how to phish an Instagram account, how to brute force a Google account, how you can how you can use leaked credentials to hijack some kind of Instagram account or Twitter account or something like this. We are not showing this kind of bullshit that is criminal, that is bad, right? So obviously also what you need to understand is that these people that enforce these policies are obviously not experts, okay? You can't pay and have there sit experts. And even experts, like even programmers that are more technically versed, will make wrong decisions too. It's just important. The most important thing is that there's a path for you to allow to kind of get another review in. And so far, in every single case that we had in our YouTuber community, every single time that we got it back. The good thing is we have viewers in our audience that are working at Google, and so they can reach out and handle this internally, and this has always worked out so far. And so I personally wouldn't worry. It would be a rather strong stance it would happen, but could happen. I see it still as a risk, and it's definitely a risk because even by normal laws, not YouTube concerned, but even things like Nmap in some countries is deemed a dual use thing, that is deemed a hacking tool. And it is really, really difficult, the interpretation and the fine lines where it is. I just hope that mistakes can happen, but then that they can also be resolved, and that when you present them the evidence that you do this ethically, that your videos are being shown in universities and all this kind of stuff, that this then helps to understand that this is not some kind of illegal stuff. One little addition, if we are on the topic already, I don't think anybody has the right to monetization and advertisements. All these YouTubers that are complaining and stirring up drama for their content being demonetized, I disagree with. I think that's complete rubbish. It's absolutely the sole digression of YouTube to decide, or the advertisers themselves essentially, who decide where they want the content to have run. And if they say we don't want any political topic to have our ads run, then that's totally their right. You are free to get your own sponsorship or advertisers and have those advertisers in your videos. YouTube, the terms of service do not prevent you from or forbid you from running your own ads in your content, except there are some limits there as well. You can't, for example, advertise, I think, porn. You can't advertise porn, and you can't advertise probably weapon sales as well. There are a few limitations on what they allow in terms of advertising. Anyway, yeah. So for me, I sometimes feel like the battle is fought at a wrong front. We don't need these policies to be changed or whatever. We need these policies to be, applied fairly and nuanced and taking context into account, and have the ability to have humans review, and not just a button to, can we review this? Because this is how it is right now. If you get demonetized, you can send it to a review again. But allow us to specify, explain the context, allow us to explain the situation that this is, and why we believe this shouldn't be, claimed or whatever. Is the YouTube counter displaying hacked intentionally? If it displays hacked, then somebody must have hacked it. I don't know what to tell you. It's pretty scary. Are you going to get verified status here on Twitch? I don't know what you mean with verified status. I don't think that there is such a thing as verified status on Twitch. What's today's stream about? We continue with the 8-bit computer, of course. There's a purple check mark. That might be for partners, a YouTube partner. Yeah. How many followers I fulfill the requirements for Twitch partnership. I have applied. We will see what happens. Did you join the Sith? No. I came from work. It's, I did some hacking today. There are already a bunch of liveoverflow imposters. Where are there a bunch? I only know of like a YouTube, not a YouTube, an Instagram account, but do you know of more? I would not trust you with children wearing this. I would not trust myself with children either. What the heck? I don't want to have to pay attention to children that are unpredictable and run their head into the next corner. All right. Okay. The video. Let's see. How do these religious societies or something deal with these kind of things? I can't see. I want to switch to the laptop, I believe. There we go. All right. Your favorite food is sushi? Do you know Sushi Drang, the Twitch streamer? If you want to see real crazy Twitch camera work, watch Sushi. His name is Sushi Drang, right? Or am I getting the name wrong? Oh crap! Oh wait! This is German. Oh no! Oh no! I screwed up. This is. We have a problem. This is German gamer music. Can't play that stuff. Quality content, indeed. Sushi Dragon is amazing. He has all these buttons around his hand and has controllers to control the... Uh-oh, dog is panicking. Give me 1 second. Need to sacrifice a goat. Okay, back. Quick refresher to everybody who showed up maybe today and didn't show up, wasn't here yesterday. I'm well prepared again. Well prepared. Yesterday we started building this here. So we have an Arduino here and we have two shift registers here. What we are building here will be an EEPROM programmer, because we will need to program this EEPROM for stuff used in this 8-bit computer. And we just follow Ben Eder's series again here, the videos. He explains in excruciating detail how this is programmed. The video is called Build an Arduino EEPROM Programmer. So what we will do is we will just continue watching this video now, and then I don't know, we possibly also add more stuff to this thing. Default GNOME looks lame. No, I don't care. Why do I care how it looks? How many cables are planned for today? I don't know. Nothing. You left halfway through the stream. Yes, last time it looks the same. Yeah, we did a little bit, you know, wait, what did we do? Yeah, we didn't do much. You have no experience with CTFs. From where should I start? Please go to my website, liveoverflow. Do I have a command by the way? I could have sworn I made like a command for this. Here, this is the only advice I can give you. Where can you buy the Jedi clothes? It's not Jedi clothes, but I went to a costume store and told them that I want to make a video where I stand like this and the camera films me from the backside with the hood on, and I want to make it look like a secret hacker cult. And then they selected, then they found me some. What do you mean? What do you think about the Heartbleed exploit? It's an exploit. It's cool. It's very, very interesting bug. Are you going to make a video on it? Maybe eventually, but Heartbleed has been covered so extensively. There are so many incredible, amazing blog write-ups and talks already about it. I don't feel like I can add much to that. I haven't really studied it. It's also obviously now quite a bit old. So, not that that would matter to me, but I feel like that has been covered so much. You actually asked them that? Yeah, of course. They are a costume store. They get weird requests for weird costumes all the time. People go do theater videos or even just going to weird costume parties. Do you think that's so weird to tell them that I want to make it look like a hacker cult? That's probably like a stereotype that they get every week.
Then we can do everything else directly off of the Arduino. But for our output enable, we want to shift that out at the same time that we shift out this byte here. It's got to be part of this. And that's going to go over to pin 13. And so that should be everything. We should be able to control everything on this EEPROM. So
we need to be a bit more careful with how we connect this now, because we have a slightly different EEPROM. Ours is a bit larger, so the pin out will be a bit shifted. Yeah. So let's do this. How far he?
What I want to do is write some code that'll allow us to read what's on
laptop.
the EEPROM. So
okay.
Get this.
Would love breadboards with 2 small extra lines like the 2 in the middle, but only with 2 holes, so that you can cable from an IC to some pin headers, so that interconnections can be cables. I'm not quite sure what you mean. Amazing gamer. Yeah, the color is just for us to differentiate the different purpose of the wire. Of course, inside it's just metal. It's just the outer plastic color. Our chip has 28 pins and his one has 24. So in general, though, we have a weird NC. Does this chip also have an? Chill, dude. We finished the registers a long time ago. Subscribe to liveoverflow too if you want to see updates to the project. We are not working on the 7 segment. I guess we are working on the 7 segment code, but we are kind of diverging for a moment, and we built an EEPROM programmer. This EEPROM will then be used in the 7 segment decoder. So this is QA, so that's the first output of the shift register, and he connects it to A0. All right. Okay. So now we know how we have to connect this. So we do the same. We also connect to the 10th pin here. All right. That rope is cool. Yeah, I really like it too. I thought about taking it off after the intro, but then I thought, damn, it's actually, you know, it makes me feel so much cooler. If I ever do live overflow merge, do you want to buy ropes like this? And then I don't want to do a meetup, but we could do a meetup, and then we could stage like a cult like entrance, or we could all like we could rent a cinema and watch the Hackers movie while we all wear this. I think it would be so fun. Sounds like a bad idea to do in Germany. Do we have history with that I forgot? Hackers was one of the cringiest movies I've ever watched. You have no idea. Hackers was amazing. I haven't seen it. Should I wait for a meetup? If you wait for a meetup, you will never see it. I will never do a meetup. I shouldn't say never, but probably I don't plan to ever do it. Right now I don't plan to ever do a meetup. I think a live overflow CTF would be fun. You know, CTFs are always fun, of course, but the problem is a CTF is a ton of work and I don't have good idea for challenges. QB is down here, so we connect from here. Thanks for the Twitch Prime sub, DMFJIO. Welcome to the Secret Hacking Society. If you go left at the entrance and walk down the hallway, and then you should be greeted by somebody at the third or fourth. No, it's the third door, and there you should be able to pick up your rope. After you got a rope that fits you, then please walk further down the hallway. Straight, the door is straight ahead. It's like a double door. Just open that, and then you can enter the society main hall. I don't know why I didn't buy a rope earlier. This rope feels so comfy. It gives like the tunnel vision already, you know, you don't even need to get into the zone, you just have the tunnel vision. If you play and win a CTF like this, you look like the biggest baller in the world. Yeah, I wish I could do this. You know, these are the kinds of joke only GeoHot could make. Did you buy the costume or just rent it? I bought it. It wasn't that expensive. It was 50 euros, I think. So just the cost of a hoodie. And so far I like it as much as a hoodie. So I feel like I keep wearing this. Renting clothes. Well, for costumes it's actually quite normal because, you know, often you would, if you do a production, and I'm not talking about, you know, a massive, I mean, even real productions, they probably might rent it. But yeah, because you only need it like for a couple of scenes, for a couple of days, and so renting costumes is super normal. I see you finally got a mandatory hoodie. It's more than a hoodie, okay? It's not just a hoodie. It's not a hoodie. Stop insulting me. It's a full-blown robe. Only fake hackers wear the cheap black hoodies, you know? The true ones wear robes. Please change center wire. You mean this one here? Yeah, it's getting pushed from the masses of cables right now. We can fix that in a moment. I feel like regular t-shirts are kind of like boring. So if I would do merch, I want it to be cool. Or, you know, special kind of t-shirts. Like, for example, like some fancy, violent-free, organic t-shirt, something ethical. That's already trouble enough to source and distribute. But something like that, or something weird, like ropes.
From our 74 HT595s into the
various he hooks
address.
Up all 11? I guess we should do that too, just so that the code will be compatible, but the other address lines we just pull to 0. So the next 3 he 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, okay. So the next 3 up there he connected. So he connected A8, A9, A10. No, yeah. And so we also connect. Okay. I mean, we only need to connect from 1 up there and I guess 2 down there, so that should be enough space. Oh, hey Adam! Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the secret hacking society. 1 second. Give me just 1 second. I screwed up my thing here. Wait. Promise me. Just wait a second. Wait a moment. 1 second. Almost. I got it almost. Okay, wait 1 sec. Almost. Ah, crap. What did you think? It's not an electronics book. It's the proof of concept or get the fuck out book. 5 from 7. I take it. I've seen more intense cold anime openings on Twitch. On Twitch even? Dang it. I'm coming for you, slightly musical Albert, with your camera movement, but probably not getting to Sushi Dragon level. How did you move the camera? Dude, I'm a hacker. With my mind, I control this. Everybody, welcome to the stream. Thanks for the host, Adam. We do some boring work. Basically, we keep watching. We continue watching the video. We are building this 8-bit computer that you can see over here. It's blinking there in the background. It's not done yet. It's not fully connected yet, but we have done many parts. Right now, we are working on an EEPROM programmer. EEPROM is ROM. That's memory. That's just storage. And we use an Arduino to write all the values that we want into that storage. And so right now we just hook up all the cables to make that work. Didn't you do something with the Arduino last night? Yeah. We are still working on this here. Very hacker appropriate. Thanks. I came straight from work and I didn't have time to change before the stream. So here you can see this is where we are at right now. So we just connected all these wires and now we need to connect 3 more up there. This is where we basically left off right when Adam hosted. Throw away what you have so far in the trash so I can watch you build it from the beginning. You can go. I upload all the VODs and also kind of a little bit a shortened highlight cut, just a condensed version of everything onto YouTube, liveoverflow 2. That's the channel. But this is all based on a YouTube series by the YouTuber Ben Eder, who has a series on building an 8-bit computer. So if you're just curious and you don't want to hear my stupid talking about it, you can just watch his series directly. It's obviously way shorter than the streams and extremely well explained. And I assure you, even if you have no knowledge about electronics or anything at all, I guess if you are here, you came maybe from Adam or so, you probably have. But if you wouldn't have any knowledge, you would even understand at the end how basically a computer works. It's building an 8-bit breadboard computer, as the playlist called. Ben Eder, you can easily find it on YouTube. What are you doing with this dark cape? It's the work. It's my work clothes. What are you talking about? You know all the programming. I actually program in HTML. Nice. It's quite impressive that someone can build a computer out of just bread. Yeah, I know, it's amazing. And as a power source, he uses potatoes. How much space for cables do you need on the other side of this chip? You mean this side up here? Not so much. I don't know. We need to connect quite a bit still. So we connect 3 more address lines here, and then we have a couple of control lines that we need to connect all the way to the Arduino. Will this actually cut bread? No, it's built out of bread. It's not about cutting bread. I have not looked at the TyphoonCon challenge myself. I thought about it, but I haven't. Have you looked at it? Have you solved it? To be honest, I was way too scared of it after having seen that nobody has solved it for such a long time. And so I thought, I'm not gonna look at this. I will not even bother. But then people have solved it fairly. It seems to be doable. I don't know. Like, people then started to actually solve it once I announced it again. So I don't know. Thanks for the Twitch Primes up. More to me. What? Can you guys, not guys, can you please just use names that are speakable? That would be highly appreciated. Also, shorter would be nice, because once we print out the name tags for your robe, you know, it would be nicer if it's shorter. If we have to stitch your names on it, it's sometimes just a bit too wide. To be more wrinkly, look, if I look down a little bit, then you get one big wrinkle. Where do I know you from? Kraslin Stream? I have no clue what Kraslin Stream is. I have a YouTube channel. Maybe from YouTube? Name just sounds familiar, who knows? Well, I have a YouTube channel that you have seen video. You could have stumbled over a video or so maybe. By the way, chat box on screen is a great idea. What do you mean with chat box? Just the chat there on screen? A lot of streamers do that, no? Is that an EEPROM? Yes, it is. We are using this. We want to use this Arduino to program this EEPROM. Do you need to connect it to ground? Can't you leave it unconnected? If you leave it unconnected, I'm not sure what it defaults to. There might be a default defined. There might be like a pull up or pull down resistor inside of that might default it to one level. But it's better to, for sure, to decide where to pull it, because the EEPROM will use all addresses to address a memory cell. And if you, for example, let's say it would be random what these bits were, then when we only use 10 of them and we set it to a certain value, then if randomly this other address bit that we are not using is a 0 or 1, those are then 2 entirely different memory addresses. So we just tie them to 0, and then so all the addresses we will use are only 10 bits long, and the upper bits are always 0, 0, 0. It's just important that it's 0. So yeah, if it's not connected, it might float. A lot of these chips have like defaults, what a default is, and the default might be 0 or might be 1. Who knows? We might be able to see that in the datasheet, or it might also be not defined, and then it would be floating, which means like random is essentially. There's no such thing or assembly. We will create our own opcodes, and we will write those values for those opcodes into memory by hand. You have a 95 in your name. That means you are probably younger than me, and you start your master thesis already. I procrastinated it pretty hard. Does it pay off to get a master's on computer science? Just asked from Dev. Can you clarify what you mean with pay off? I'm already working. Like, the reason why I'm so slow with it is because I'm already working for 5 years. Yeah. It also depends on the country. I'm from Germany. Germans really love their papers. Just based on the degree you have, you will earn more for no reason other than you have that paper. So because I started it, because I was almost done now, I also kind of want to finish it, but it's not like that I personally really care about it. This applies to me individually. I think I strongly believe it's for everybody a pretty unique situation, and just because maybe I don't care about a master's degree doesn't mean somebody else should not care about it. So many variables to really make a reasonably accurate decision whether master's pays off. Exactly. I know now, based on my past few years that I've been working, that I know that the master probably doesn't really matter to me, but having that paper now dropping out just before the end is kind of also stupid. Exactly, it certainly would not hurt if I have it now. Will probably not really affect my career. So far, how my career has been developing, this master degree wouldn't change anything. It's more like having some paper if just life changes. Maybe there is some place where it does matter. For example, if you want to immigrate to a different country, they might have pretty strong rules and laws about, only high qualified people. And so then they make that, then you need a paper. So, you never know what life brings. 5 years of work experience is worth more. Depends on what kind of work experience. There's a lot of bullshit work. I personally value academia and science pretty highly, but there's also a lot of bullshit masters, so there's that too. Nobody asks you about how you finish your education. It's all about reference and practical work. Yeah, absolutely. That's for sure. Usually a thesis is for your it's your foot into the door without work experience. So your degree kind of replaces the work experience to get your foot into the door, I guess, for many places. But it also depends heavily, like there is a lot of value in academia. If you go more the science route and you go more into a research position, at a research and development kind of position, maybe you're implementing. I mean, if you're just a basic developer, you definitely don't need it. But if you are more interested in, I don't know, computer science work can very quickly become very mathematical and very scientific in terms of, what kind of optimizations you can make. And I don't know. Waste of money, of your time. Yeah, that's another thing. If, for example, a degree costs a lot of money, yeah, I would. That would be a huge reason for me not to do it. I'm again speaking from a German privileged perspective where I don't have to pay for university. So taking that free degree and have that paper that is pretty valuable in many different places. That paper is valuable for some companies like large corporations, or for example, if you would work for the government or so, then your degree just decides how much you earn, no matter what your experience is. Like literally, if you have a master's, you just enter in a higher pay rate. It's just how it is. It's bullshit, but that's how it is in some companies. So it's valuable for that. And the other thing is, if you want, for example, move to a different country, if I would want to go to the US, being able to show that I have a higher degree definitely makes it easier to move into different countries. I don't have to pay for my master's. Nope. University is free in Germany. I mean, there is like a semester's fee, and that includes also a ticket for the whole public transit. And so the fee per semester is, I think, 300 euros or so. So that's like 50 euros, $50 per month, roughly. Yeah. I mean, it stands in basically that it pays for the ticket already. It's basically worth it to write yourself into university just for the ticket. Yeah. For example, in my state, if I would have the work experience I have right now, and if you would just move me 1-to-1 to Germany with all my work experience, and I would be in a university, but I have to pay every semester. Well, now that I'm just at the end and just have to write my thesis, I guess it would still just pull through now because I have sunken already so much money into it already. But I might have not started the master's then, or might have dropped out like a semester in or so with my career, how it has been going. German students have, I don't know what is a lot, but we definitely have a healthy student exchange program. I wouldn't say that tax is a burden in the EU or in Germany. I don't think it's a burden. Higher education is free in Russia. Interesting. I actually don't know much about Russia in terms of the school or university system. So do you know how, are you from Russia or know how it works? Is it always free? How is your school, what are your requirements? Can anybody at any time enter that university, or do you have also kind of like do you have to have a certain school degree that allows you to get in? And do you have then numerous clauses where, I'm not sure if that's the international term for that, but where you need certain degrees, certain grades to be able even to start, or do they do it like a hard entrance exam, and that's the way how they filter out people? Over 50% of your bonus payment will gone on taxes and first insurance. Well, first of all, that is is that your average tax? I doubt your average tax thing is 50%. I mean, I guess if you put health insurance into that, maybe. Okay, but you say it's high or too high. It feels too high, but I don't think it's a burden. Can you live a worse life because of this? Are you living a terrible life? Are you burdened by those taxes that crush you down in life to not be able to live? You can probably live pretty well. I mean, I would be very much in favor for lowering or getting rid of taxes of lower incomes. Have the first, I don't know, we have the first 8,000 something or 9,000 euros are free of tax in Germany. I probably wouldn't mind something like the first 20k or 30k even to be tax free, and then let's higher tax everything after that. A system like this, I think, would be very fair, because I don't think it's a burden. I don't think it makes your life worse. I think it's just be part of a society that cares about each other. Oh, you're a social worker? Oh, that's awesome. You shouldn't waste your money then on cheers on Twitch, though. You're probably way too underpaid. Yeah, Germany's tax system is, it's such a bummer with Germany. Our tax system is theoretically trying to make it extremely fair. Theoretically, we have all these exceptions and write-offs that you could do, and things that could help you, and it's theoretically extremely fair. The problem is, because of that, it's so complex that if you want to apply all those different rules, you need a tax advisor, you need an accountant to pay, and suddenly, people that have a lot of money benefit more from it. And also, there's also the issue, the effect is, the more taxes you already pay, the higher your income, the more you obviously benefit also from tax write-offs. So a tax for example, increasing the amounts of things that you can write off doesn't benefit poor people, because poor people can't even write off that much initially, can't write off that much anyway. They don't have these kind of expenses. So there are a lot of rules that still just benefit wealthy people. It's quite interesting. So around the last election in Germany, one of the newspapers made like a tax calculator where you could compare the different proposed tax brackets from the different parties and how it affects the state tax, the government's tax income, but also how it affects different income brackets, how much more or less they would pay in taxes. And so any tax where you kind of want to release or want to help the low income people, the problem is that also has massive effects on the high income people, and you make them even save even more money. It's kind of, I'm by no means rich. Like I'm by no means in the top 5% or 10% in Germany or anything like this, but I definitely earn above average, at least the past 3 years or so. So I pay a lot more taxes than most people, especially around me where I'm living. Any tax cut for poor people would also massively benefit me, which kind of sucks. Like that's the problem a little bit with the tax that we have. They should reinstate the wealth tax. Yeah, I also, like, in the end, I'm not an expert, right? I don't think tax in itself is neither good nor bad. High tax or low tax is neither good nor bad. The tax is a tool that a government can use to do whatever they want to achieve with that. They can lower taxes, for example, for things that they want to incentivize and have people do, and they can raise taxes for things they don't want people to do. That is what you typically see with, for example, tobacco or oil taxes. They are extremely high. But for example, you can lower the taxes, for example, for restaurants, because you want people to, I guess, eat more at more restaurants, for example. I don't know, just an example. And so it's a very delicate and difficult formula with a lot of variables how to apply it. There are a lot of taxes by principle that sound good, but they might have a kind of opposite effect in the end. There are a lot of incentivize or I mean, you know, what's the term? Subventions? No, subsidizing. Subsidies for certain things can also help. These are all tools. Like if you subsidize something or tax another thing, has in the end the same effect, right? These are all just tools that you can use to kind of shape your society. And so it's kind of fun to think about it in kind of a game, in a gamification kind of thing. These are just variables you can control to make society work in a certain way. In the end, all I want is that people have a dignified life, that people can live without worry about their health and without having to worry where their next food is coming from, and have a roof over their head and have some time to participate in social life. That's all I want. And I don't care how it's kind of like how that is done. If people can make that work with no taxes and some kind of weird trickle-down economics, if that would work, sign me up. If that works with a 70% tax, I don't care. Let's make it work. I just want that. That's just my goal. I want to see, you know, economic scientists analyze this, run models, have politicians to talk to these scientists and evaluate these models, and then try them out. And if they fail, you reverse them, you try new stuff. I mean, it's all a fluid kind of development, and technology and everything changes around us. So I don't know. Still waiting for the trickle down. Yeah, it was just a joke. We know that trickle down economics is kind of bullshit. So, but I would say, you know, if it would work, then I wouldn't mind. You know, if an economist could like show that in our German economy that would really work, then I don't care. You know, I'm not for or against taxes. They are just tools that you can use to implement something, and what I want implemented is a dignified life for people. And how that is achieved, I don't care. You know, the tool itself is valueless. I don't know. This has gone way too political. Holy shit. Let's continue. I mean, there's a lot of science in politics. We just, they're just, I don't know. They always hear experts. You can, you know, with every difficult topics, they always have experts on. But sometimes these experts are from weird lobby groups. And I think, for example, in Germany, we have a huge problem with lobbyism. It's too intransparent. I think the US, I believe the US has a much more transparent lobby system, because every lobbyist has to register and everything is like kind of tracked. And in Germany, it's pretty intransparent, which seems so weird for Germany. I don't know, that seems so, I don't know. I feel that has gone worse. It's a feeling, I don't really know. I wouldn't say that lobbyism sucks. I don't like these kind of 0 or 1 binary statements. Lobbyism makes absolutely sense. You know, for example, the Chaos Computer Club, the CCC, lobbies inside of politicians and gets invited to make statements on you know, new laws that might depend on digital things. And so I'm happy and I'm glad that the CCC is invited to lobby for, you know, their kind of views. It's just important that this always happens with transparency. And we have a lot of kind of weird groups, you know, corporate not joint ventures. Like a lot of corporations, they join in some kind of lobby thing, and then they do lobby work, and then it's intransparent who those people are, and who is actually paying them, and it's just too intransparent. The hacking channel where Emperor Palpatine from Star Wars discusses taxation while building an 8-bit computer. Yeah. You also need to register lobbies to get access to the Bundestag. Yeah, but okay, that's interesting. I didn't know about that. But, I mean, lobby goes beyond that, right? It's the events that they organize, the small conferences that they organize and invite people to, the talks they give, the panel discussions they organize, and those kind of things. You hate that people measure in politics, want to measure everything. What do you mean by that with measure everything? I think it's extremely important to have a fact and objective and data-driven based politics, because I think a lot of politics is too emotional. It's not quite what I think. I think there has to be emotion, for example, empathy for humans. I think that's an important emotion in politics. And it should be a goal, for example. It's an emotional goal to reach, to have people live good lives, right? That's an emotional goal, a driver vision that our politics should have, but then have data and fact-based, objective-driven decisions to reach that goal. Speaking of measuring, why don't Americans use metrics? It's simply not possible. Yeah, I know it's not possible to get a number on every. I don't mean to track every citizen and have a census every year to see, to get some data on that. You can run a lot with general models already, or get second level data on it. The thing is, universities do this all the time. What do you think? A lot of social science and even the university here in Berlin, they have a complete department that just, you can study their traffic systems. And they work with data all the time, data gathering and analyzing society and different aspects of society. This happens all the time in science. The data is, they already do that kind of work. You don't need to track people or surveillance people to get that more data. That's not necessary. Yeah, reactionary stuff. Yeah, for example, the terrorism fright. That's a perfect example of irrational laws. Terrorism in Germany is such a non-issue, and still we make way too many decisions based on it. Anyway, I talk way over my head. I have no clue what I'm talking about here anyway. How many subscribers did I lose now? I don't know.
Ever want to do anything with that? And then, of course, our EEPROM also needs ground.
You don't see why someone would unsubscribe on political opinions? Oh my gosh, you have no idea. How does he have so much more space here? What did he do? This has never happened before. I scraped off the cable with the wire stripper. See how it's like thinner a little bit? It just like scraped the layer of the plastic instead of cutting and stripping it. That's a first. You can use arrows to manipulate the time of videos. Yeah, the jumps would just be too large in that particular case. I should get rid of the rope, get a mask instead. Yeah, I tried. I also wanted to buy a Guy Fawkes mask, but they were sold out. This rope is fucking cool. This rope is so cozy. I feel so cozy in it. I feel so nice in it. I feel like I want to go outside with it. I know that would be really weird. Very professional IT consultant. Yeah, I know. I came directly from work. That's why I'm still wearing this. I have an AC in here, so I'm fine. What's the difference between no connect and don't connect? Does don't connect mean dare you to connect anything, and no connect means nothing is connected there anyway? Not connected pin or not connected terminals are pins found on various integrated circuit packages. Those pins have no functional purpose to the outside circuit, but may have unexposed functionality. Those pins should not be connected to any of the circuit connections. They should be left floating. All right, good to know. Okay, then we don't have to do anything with those. Awesome. NC means do not connect. Yeah, well, it was weird because there's a DC don't connect as well. So what's the difference between NC and DC? But yeah, I mean, we read it. Oh, thanks for Twitch Prime. Play DXDY. Why do you keep also having such weird names? It will be so awkward when we all stand in our robes and we do the hacker called initiation ceremony and we have to read out all these names that joined us today. It will be damn awkward. Anyway, I will be AFK for just a moment to fill up my drink again. Hey, what's up with this harassment in chat? Stop these insults. I will ban every single person of you. Well, they are visionaire, like brute force, so it could also be solved. I was just too lazy to implement anything more complicated than anything. Cesar and base64 are things that are quickly implemented in JavaScript. Your acting didn't improve with the rope. I'm banning you. Just watch Scott Pilgrim oh, he looks like me, not I look like him. That's a new one. Thanks for saying that. Yeah, I still need to get the fedora, I think. Is this thing over? Can someone explain to what I just saw? You mean my AFK screen? That's just an AFK screen. That's basically that somebody hacked the stream, and then there's just a small, like a little code that you can decode, and that's what people have been like kind of like spamming in chat a little bit, and that would then solve the challenge, and your name would get displayed on the AFK screen. Whoa, Toby, careful. Are you a full-time streamer on YouTube, or do you have a day job? Oh, I just do this for fun. I waste way more money than I make from the stuff. Nice screen idea, though. Thanks. Yeah, it's that's really fun. Streaming right now is really fun because I can get really creative and implement weird ideas, or do like weird stuff. It's an electronics chat forum with practical application. Yeah, sure. I mean, it was all fine until that last. Right now we are LARPing as a hacker, so. Yeah, there's a nerd-free zone here, yeah? All nerds out. Out! Palpatine would be proud of you. How far are you considering the whole 8-bit computer? I think like a bit over halfway. It's not too awkward. Since I started discounting, you are only the second person, so it's... yeah, I don't trust you. You seem like you have been... Yeah, with Casa. You have been here way too long already. Not trusting your thing. Okay, cool. So we connected those wires. Looking a bit crappy. Especially this one here. You have a friend who does the same thing right now? Who kinda does? What does kinda mean? And don't have any respect. I'm following YouTube videos. I didn't come up with this myself, okay? So you could easily do the same. It's just stupidly following YouTube videos and just copying everything. Pretty simple. Your uni professor showed extremely similar project last week. Do you have a link as like a public project, or are there like instructions or plans, or why not creating an Arduino chip on breadboard to program your breadboard computer? Why are you stating it as a way as if I'm against that? Of course, yeah, maybe. I don't have a reason why not to. Except that we have to do it. The only reason not to do it is that we have to put the time into that, building that. Oh, he just showed his own project that he's something like done like that. Oh yeah, the other, I totally forgot about the other ones. Crap, I cut it. Might barely fit. God damn it. Do you have a voice assistant? What do you mean? I have a whole team around me of various different roles. I have a live audience right now. I don't have any assistant with Alexa or Google Home. My secretary is called James, and my camera assistant is we call him Shark, and yeah, that's it. I cannot imagine 90 people sitting in a theater to see me for whatever reason. That sounds like a nightmare. Oh, I don't even know what the record is. Is the record 28 wires in 4 hours? I know what the EEPROM is used for. Why are you telling me? Or did you try to respond to somebody else? I will try to fiddle it under the yellow wires there. If Twitch has a bug bounty program, twitch.tv. Ah, crap. What is up with my keyboard? Twitch.tv bug bounty. HackerOne Twitch. Security at Twitch. Okay. Twitch, the world, blah, blah, blah. On HackerOne, external program. Here you can submit your security issues, and the policy is also linked here. Responsible disclosure. There it is. What is, it took you longer to type these two questions twice than just Google it. Also, I'm kind of curious. Twitch.tv/security.txt. I look like Luke Skywalker? Thank you. Other people have said I look like Palpatine. I prefer Luke Skywalker. Darth Sarah. That's a good one. Haven't heard that one yet. Was new round of YouTube ITsec drama talk already over? What kind of YouTube ITsec drama? I personally don't see it as dramatic, basically. Long TLDR is basically, these are not new policies, they are just clarification of policies. These policies have been in effect for a long time already.
So pin is going to go from, we're actually going to go backwards.
Jana, who's going to build HackTube. Well, there used to be SecurityTube and stuff. The problem is, to be honest with you, a lot of the hacking content on YouTube is utter bullshit and boring and crap and useless and might very well be bannable because it shows you how to brute force some kind of Instagram account or how to hack your your neighbor's Wi-Fi, and things like that. Very well, that might be bannable because these are, I guess, criminal offenses anyway, right? Channels that do it hopefully ethically, how I consider do my channel, and also Cody, for example, his channel is pretty ethical, and Gunwell and all the other ones. We all never really had problems, and if there were some kind of problems, then it was always be able to be resolved. And so I think everything is fine. The problem with SecurityTube was also that it was full with crap. You went on there was nothing there. It's too much thing. So I have actually started making a website a while ago on stream. Want to continue at some point too again. It's supposed to be a curated video page, so where good videos are available, and I hand select the videos that I think are good. So it hosts my videos, but I also wanted to have other people's videos, but it's not very filled with content right now. So the concept is there. You can see, for example, down here, all these categories don't have images. So this is a total work in progress and only has a handful, like 24 or so videos that I've entered on it there. Leon, what do you mean with song request command works? We don't have songs on here. The song request command is a command standard by Stream Elements. It's available. You can call it, but what does it matter? There's like nothing behind it. We don't play it on stream, so. So yeah, you can click on here. It's like if you want to learn about static analysis and you want to see how could JD GUI be used, and then you find the video that uses that particular tool. Saito getting excited about hacking app. Yeah, I mean, if in the worst case, it's still kind of risky. If YouTube would ban all my videos, I would probably just get an account at Vimeo and just upload it to Vimeo or Pornhub. They seem to be pretty open with hosting any kind of content. I'm sure they wouldn't have a problem. What do you think about people learning Kali at a young age to advance? I don't know what you mean. I don't care about Kali. I don't use Kali. I don't know what learning Kali means. If you're talking about Kali tutorials, that's exactly the kind of videos that I think are stupid. Exactly the reason why I started my YouTube channel, or one of the many reasons why I was motivated to start my YouTube channel. No, I haven't seen the results of CSCG. Is it like over now? Betreutes Ponen. Yo! He was also with me at CSCG when I participated. He's really great and he's super nice and he's really awesome. And he is also, he was with me in China, or I was with him in China at the Real World CTF. Also super amazing. The others I might know only from nickname. I'm not sure. He was also with us in China. He's also really good. Second place. Did they randomize the teams again, or how did that... I guess they did. This is Linus, by the way. The guy whose exploit I'm using as an example for the browser exploitation challenge. This crazy dude who made the WebKit exploit, and this thing I'm not really understanding and try to learn and walk through. That's his exploit. he's in the juniors, okay? He played in the junior category. It feels bad, huh? What a machine. He was also with us in China.
7 down to D0.
Copy and paste coding? Yeah, for sure. Okay, so we got output, and it's all FFFF. That is actually good, because we know that by default, the EEPROM should have all its data content to be 1. And FF is 1 bits. So that should mean it works. I don't know. We don't have the circuit to like program it by hand right now, but I guess we could try the this code here for the write. Like we could write one address here to something else, and then we read again afterwards. So we write, for example, oh, now we run it again. Okay, this is weird. Okay, here's the second read. Okay, I don't know what happened. This must have been something that's weird. But after we have written these values, so here you can see like address 0 starting again. So this is the second, I guess if we do the print here. And yeah, okay, so it worked also now. Cool. Yeah, so this was already in there. So it seems to work, I guess. We wrote at 2 different addresses, 2 values, so it already seems to work. Yeah, I believe now in the rest of the video basically just explains this code and testing around. But I've been streaming for 3.5 hours. I think I call it a day now. We basically finished this. This seems to work. Let's continue with this another day. Okay, so here this is basically our current progress that we have on the board overall. Up here, this is the, so you can here see different modules of the 8-bit computer that we are building. Up here is the clock module. We can control how fast the clock is running. You see this LED here telling you how fast always the clock pulls. And we can also switch to manual mode. So now I can by hand execute the clock cycles. So this is the clock module where we can switch between and change the speed. At the top here, this is the program counter. This is currently configured that in each clock cycle, the program counter goes to the next address. So, you know, that's the instruction pointer basically. Then these 2 are registers. You can see the values that are stored in the register here, register A and register B. They can store memory. And between those 2, we have the ALU, that's the arithmetic logic unit, that does addition and subtraction. And it can add or subtract the 2 registers, and the result of that addition or subtraction is shown here. So right now, we are always adding, with each cycle, we always add the value from register A and register B together, and the result is here. And this result is right now also output onto the bus. So this is like the shared bus between the different components. And the B register is reading from the bus on each cycle, which means on each cycle, it will get the result of the addition back into register B. It will do another addition. The result is here, put on the bus, and on the next cycle it reads the next value. So that's why you see it like cycling through here, because always this addition is done and then it reads the next result, and yeah, you get the point. And down here, this is the actual instruction register. So this is the instruction pointer that basically the counter, the pointer, that is basically where what tells you the address of the instruction. And this is supposed to be later the register that contains the actual instruction that you deal with right now. And the instructions will later be encoded in a way that the first 4-bit kind of can decide what kind of instruction it is. And the last 4-bit can be used as addresses. So if you do a move from this address or so, then the move would be encoded in here, and the address from where it would move would be in the upper 4 bits. So yeah, and right now this is connected also to the bus as reading. So it currently basically reads the instruction from the bus, but on the bus right now we have the result of this addition, so that's why it's reading in and also cycling through here. And then over here, this is the memory, that's the RAM. The RAM actually is just this in the middle here. We have 16 bytes, but we added this module here at the top and this module at the bottom that allows us to read and write memory by hand. So for example, right now we have address 0 and there's all zeros stored. And then address 1, we have, so here you can see the address, we have this value. And so it's similar to the EEPROM, it's just RAM, it's volatile, right? So this is used during execution. And so this is address 2, has this value stored. And we can also write our own values to it. We can change here the value, and with this button I believe we should be able to read that value into that memory register now. So yeah, there we go. We read that into this register, and we can go to a different address again, but if we go to that address again, here we have our value. So that's the RAM. And right now we are basically adding another module that will be an output register. So A and B register are kind of used during execution that you can use to do, for example, addition or subtraction, but we want a third register that we can write a value to, and that value will then also be displayed in a nice kind of like 7-segment display, you know, with numbers that you can read instead of just the bits on and off. And for that output register to do that 7-segment displays, we want to use this EEPROM, and that's why we are currently working on building a programmer to program the EEPROM with the Arduino, so we don't have to do this by hand. You could program this by hand in a similar way how you program this RAM. This is basically what Ben Ida has shown before. Anyway, yeah, that's all I got for today. Hey Rally Security, thanks for joining the Secret Hacker Society. Unfortunately, the sermon is over. We will head out now and go to work in our robes. Joining a bit late, sorry, but I hope you watched the VOD. I tried to make something fun at the start of the stream. Yeah. So, like I said, that's it for today. We made some good progress. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. Let's see if today the outro works without issues, okay? The past 2 days we always had problems, but I believe it's working now, okay? So cross your fingers and let's see if it works. Okay, it seems to work. Thank you. Thanks everybody for hanging out with me. See you.